Chapter 58. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up your voice like a horn, and declare unto my people their transgression, and to the house of Jacob their sins. Yet they seek me daily, and delight to know my ways, as a nation that did righteousness, and forsook not the ordinance of their God. They ask of me righteous ordinances, they delight to draw near unto God. Why have we fasted, and you see us not? Why have we afflicted our soul, and you take us no knowledge? Behold, in the day of your fast you pursue your own business, and exact all your labors. Behold, you fast for strife and contention, and smite with the fist of wickedness. You fast not this day, so to make your voice to be heard on high. Is such the fast that I have chosen? The day of a man to afflict his soul? Is it to bow down his head as a bulrush, and to spread sackcloth and ashes under him? Would you call this a fast, an acceptable day to the Lord? Is it not this the fast that I have chosen? To loose the fetters of wickedness, to undo the bands of the yoke, and to let the oppressed go free, and that you break every yoke? Is it not to deal your bread to the hungry, and that you bring the poor that are cast out of your house? When you seest the naked, that you cover him, and you hide not yourself from your own flesh? Then shall your light break forth as the morning, and your healing shall spread forth speedily, and your righteousness shall go before you. The glory of the Lord shall be your rearward. Then shall you call, and the Lord will answer. You shall cry, and he will say, Here I am. If you take away from the midst of you the yoke, the putting forth of the finger, and speaking wickedness, and if you draw out your soul to the hungry, and satisfy the afflicted soul, then shall your light rise in darkness, and your gloom be as the noonday. And the Lord will guide you continually, and satisfy your soul in drought, and make strong your bones, and you shall be like a watered garden, and like a spring of water, whose waters fail not. And they that shall be of you shall build the old waste places. You shall raise up the foundations of many generations, and you shall be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of past to dwell in. If you turn away your foot because of the Sabbath from pursuing your business on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of the Lord honorable, and shall honor it, not doing your wonted ways, nor pursuing your business, nor speaking thereof. Then shall you delight yourself in the Lord, and I will make you to ride upon the high places of the earth, and I will feed you with the heritage of Jacob your father, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken it. All right, let's go back up to verse 1. Yesterday we found that the righteous, the good, those that have done good in the earth, those that did obey the law, they're slowly being slipped away, the fewer and fewer, because no man does obey the law, and they'll be taken away from the evil that's to come. Because we see now that once again, see, God has to make an example. God is going to have to come and intervene, because man has been led away, led astray, taken in now so greatly that only God can do this work. Only God can accomplish now the task. Only God can deliver, because you have been blinded. Your eyes have been stopped up. You cannot understand, because God has done this to you. And you have gone in and you have worshipped idolatry, and you take part in this. And we're going to find out that what it is the mouth of men standing up there trying to make some holy place. And God in the beginning said, you shall not do after the way that they worship their gods. See, for every abomination have they done. But you shall not do this unto the Lord your God, for it is an abomination. See, it's an abomination unto God to do these detestable things, in which they do. But see, these are those that inflame themselves. These are those that get drunk. These are those that are drunk, make themselves drunk on even the understanding of they're not a God, their images they have created for themselves of what this is. See, God has done this, though. God, we want you need to understand that God does all this. This is all the work of God. God has brought this on all the earth. It is a punishment because they constantly turn from God. See, and we understand what they've done. They've went in. They've tried to make them a precious place. They've tried to make them some place there, and what they've done, as God said, they've just chewed them out of grave there. See, because those that have understanding know these things. It doesn't mean everybody has understanding. That's not what the word says. Matter of fact, it says just the opposite, that the multitudes are made blind. See, the multitudes, most of the world are blind. They have no understanding. And we're going to find, though, see, God is the one who can redeem, see. And all it is that you turn to the law of God. It's a very simple thing. It always has been. See, it always has been a very simple thing. Is that you follow the law of God. And only the wicked man says in his heart, I struggle against the law. See, because God does this to you. God hardens your heart to make you fight. Now, it is up to you, see, to pray. It's up to you to make intercession. See, you have to be sorry for what you've done. See, you have to be sorry for the perversion you've wrought, the perversion you've upheld, for the immorality that you support, even with the words of your mouth. See, this is what you have to have remorse for, because only the ones that have remorse, that are truly sorry, can even seek this from the Lord. He's just not going to listen. Because there is no peace. God, it's a constant thing that goes on in the earth. And until the truth is taught, until people understand how to overcome wickedness, they just can't. And it's not going to be taught because there's a lot of money being made from it. There's a lot of money that's made off the sins of the people. See, there's a lot of money there to be made. And that's the problem with it. Verse 1. Cry aloud and spare not. Lift up your voice like a horn, and declare unto my people their transgression, and to the house of Jacob their sins. To Israel as a whole, all 12. See, declare them their sins. And God has done declared your sins, see. God has done declared your transgression. And this transgression, once again, you've trespassed. You've entered in now where you shouldn't have entered in, and you've entered in. God said you can't come in here unless you're clean. See, you can't come in here unless you're clean, unless you make yourself clean and wash yourself in the law of God. See, be obedient. You must be obedient to the law of God to be clean. 2. Yet they seek me daily and delight to know my ways. As a nation that did righteousness and forsook not the ordinance of their God, they ask of me righteous ordinance. They delight to draw near unto God. This is what people want to do. See, people want to know who God is. People want to draw near unto God. People want to be obedient. People want to hear God. See, this is what they want. But this is not what they get. See, because the shepherds, as we found out, those that have no understanding, they stand up there and they run their mouth to line their pockets. See, but they're not going to teach you the law of God. They're not going to teach you to be obedient. They're going to teach you something else, because they're making a lot of money off you. They're making money. It's gold and it's silver, and it all goes to the association, and they rob God continually. See, all these associations, bar none. Now, it's funny that poverty continues, but their great wealth we see. See, because if they would have done righteously now, if they would have done justly, they would have took every dime they got and give it to the poor now. You exalt yourself more than those who need. 3, why have we fasted? Why, and you see us not? Why have we afflicted our soul, and you take us no knowledge? Behold, in the day of your fast you pursue your business, and exact all your labors. Why haven't Why have we fasted and you see us not? And a fast is to basically go without eating in the flesh. See? Why have we starved our body and you don't see this? Why have we afflicted our soul and you don't take no knowledge? You don't care, Lord. See? Why? Because even in this day, you're chasing after your own business. It's for you do these things. You exact all your labors. You get somebody else to do this. See, God said, no, you can't do that. See, you can't do that. Maidservant nor manservant. See, nobody. See, it's a holy day unto God. This Sabbath day that we're talking about. See, this day of rest. This day for everybody. See, it's a day that we're holding to for the whole earth. Kept every week as an example of that we look forward to. A great day of rest, a day of understanding, see, a day of understanding. For, behold, you fast for strife and contention, and to smite with the fist of wickedness. You fast not this day so to make your voice to be heard on high. See, you're not fasting so God hears you. You're not fasting for this purpose. You fast for strife and contention. That's what you set in the earth by your fast. See, people see, oh, he's a holy man. He's fasting. No, he's a guy who's starving himself to death, and he's not doing nothing for him. See, why? Well, because you're not doing it for the right purpose. You're not fasting. This ain't a fast. This is to go hungry. See, like the rest of them. Is that what you feel, the hungriness? See, that's what everybody else is hungering for, the Word of God. But you can't fill that hunger in one day. You'd have to fast for 40 days. 5, and such the fast that I have chosen, the day for a man to afflict his soul. Is it to bow his head as a bulrush and to spread sackcloth and ashes under him? Would you call this a fast, an acceptable day to the Lord? Is this a fast? Is this what God wanted? For you to sit there on sackcloth covered in ashes? No, that's not what God had in mind, see. God thought that you might take that which you would receive that day and give it to another, see. That's more like the intent of it. See, it's not that you afflict your soul, but what it is you gave that which you would have received, see, to another. To another. That they might have the goodness that you enjoy every day, reaping that which you get every day. 6, is not this the fast that I have chosen? To loose the fetters of wickedness, to undo the bands of the yoke, and to let the oppressed go free, that you break every yoke? See, this is the fast God chosen. To loose the fetters of wickedness, to let them go, see. You have understanding, give it away. Give it away. How much more can you get if you give it away? To loose the fetters of, these are the bindings of wickedness. See, this is where they stand up there and they run their mouth, do this, do that, and you ain't getting no more closer to God. See, keep the law. Keep the law. Make yourself clean. Now you can approach to God. See, keep the law. Undo the bands of the yoke. These words and these rules that men want to put over to make you think you're holy, to make you think you're some great thing, they're doing nothing. They're making you look like an idiot. Keep the law. Tell the people, keep the law. Let the oppressed go free and break every yoke. These yokes, these are the steel yoke. These words of men they put upon your neck. Find it in the law for yourself. God gave you the law. God gave him the law. God gave everybody the law. He didn't give it to one man. It's for all. Share it. Give it away. He'll pour more out. And if you ain't got enough, it'll be your own fault. No man can gather any more than another man. And why do you gather and put in a vessel when the worms are going to eat it? See, the worms eat it up. Because it never did belong to you. That wasn't your share. See, that belongs to everybody. That's what God gave. 7, is it not to deal your bread to the hungry, and that you bring the poor that are cast out of your house? And when you see the naked, that you cover him, and that you hide not yourself from your own flesh? To deal your bread to the hungry, that which you would have got that day. See? That which you would have got. Gladly giving it away. Why? Because they're hungry. This is what God commanded. See? This is the law of tithes. See, this is the law of tithes. That every third year, what are you supposed to do? Give it away. Give it away. Even that's a great example. Feed the poor. Feed the poor. Give them God's word. Let them understand. Make them to know. Teach it to your children. And when you see the naked, him that's doing wrong, him that doesn't have no understanding of the law, cover him. Tell him of his way. Tell him of his error. Say, hey, my brother, you didn't know that you're not supposed to steal? Who taught him the law? Nobody's teaching the law. How could he have known? And hide not yourself from your own flesh. Cover yourself with it as well. Be obedient to it. See? Be obedient to the law. Cover your nakedness. Hide yourself. Okay? Then shall your light break forth as the morning, and your healing shall spring forth speedily, and your righteousness shall go before you. The glory of the Lord shall be your rearward. Do what God said, see? Do what God said. And watch your light break forth as the morning, like the sun coming up. Your healing shall spring forth speedily. See, because this is the key. This is the what does it. Okay? It's the treatment for everything. It's the cure-all. See? The law. Just the law. And teach it. Give it away. God gave it to you there. And your cup flows over and you have more than you can use. Spread it out. Give it away. 9. Then shall you call, and the Lord will answer. Then shall you cry, and he will say, here I am. If you take away from the midst of you the yoke, the putting forth of the finger, and speaking wickedness. Then God will listen to you. Then God's going to hear you. Why? He's not going to listen to you because you're a hypocrite. You run your mouths and you do not. You run your mouths and you seek wickedness. Take away from you the midst of the yoke. This yoke, once again, that yoke men put upon you. God didn't put this yoke on you. Men caused you to bear this yoke. Putting forth of the finger, always accusing, always saying, "Hey, you're wrong." You always pointing the finger, trying to keep somebody from following the law, speaking wickedness. This is what's done constantly. And how can the people do anything else? See, the sackcloth is already spread out under them. 10, and if you draw out your soul to the hungry, and satisfy the afflicted soul, then shall your light rise in darkness, and your gloom your gloom be as the noonday. See, this would be this would be what gloominess looks like. The brightness of noonday. See, and that's gloom. How much more is brightness? Your light rise in darkness. See, it's just like a great light in pure darkness, easily seen. But you draw out your soul to the hungry. See, draw out your soul. Let them hear everything you've got. Satisfy the afflicted soul. These are those that have no understanding. These are those that go forth in the earth not knowing God, not knowing the truth. led astray by the mouths of men, who cause them under this, and these men afflict them, and nobody is standing, and nobody is declaring. 11, and the Lord will guide you continually, and satisfy your soul in drought, and make strong your bones, and you shall be like a watered garden, like a spring of water whose waters fail not. See, God will guide you. God will, if you follow God, see, God will guide you. You got to follow God. What God say? Obey my laws. See, obey my laws. He put a cloud. We see the cloud all day. This is confusion in the world. They don't know the law. They have no understanding of God. See, this is the cloud. It'll be here always. It's right there. It's never going to go away. See, this fire by night. In the darkness, we see it burn. Those are teaching lies. They're running their mouths, fueling the fire. This is the darkness. This is the fire. And they're throwing souls on it. These are the souls of men. These are the souls of men. And nobody cares. And all the day, they go forth throwing them on there. Little children, old, young. They don't care who you are. 12, and they that shall be of you shall build the old waste places. You shall raise up the foundations of many generations. And you shall be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of paths to dwell in. Do these things. See? Pour your knowledge out onto the poor. Give it up. Give up that bread. Feed them. God said feed them. See? And this is what we would get. But this is not what goes on. You shall raise up the foundations of many generations. These old places. These places that was established from the beginning. See? This is what you'll raise up. These foundations. You shall be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of paths to dwell in. Paths to dwell in. And from the beginning, the law has been the path and the many paths. All in one. This is how you repair the breach. This is how you restore. See, through the law. It's all through the law. From the beginning. It's the only covenant humanity is going to get. Now you can go make yourself another, but it's not going to get you anywhere. Time is proven. It's always going to, and it's going to show up in time. It's going to show up in history. No, maybe not today. Maybe you don't understand it. Maybe you don't see it. Maybe you'll just be another generation thrown on the fire. But sooner or later, they're going to see it. 13. If you turn away your foot because of the Sabbath from pursuing your business on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight and a holy, and the holy of the Lord honorable, and shalt honor it, not doing your wonted ways, nor pursuing your business, nor speaking thereof, not talking about all your plans, not talking about these things, going down this path that you've got. Turn away your foot. Turn away your foot from this. Why? Because of the Sabbath. The Sabbath. See, that day of rest. See, that day, every week a Sabbath comes around. See, and there's a new beginning. This is like a circle that goes around. Just like a circle going around. See, so does the weeks go around. 6 days, and the seventh day you rest. See, 6 days you do all your work. Seventh day you can rest. See, rest. Because the rest is a rest that everybody should be enjoying. See, the land can't rest until everybody rests. Till we have a Sabbath. See, and we hold fast to this understanding that this is a holy day. This is a hallowed day. This day comes. See, it is a day that is going to come. It is this Sabbath day. It shall come because God has declared it. See, God has already said, keep my Sabbath. And you will keep the Sabbath of the Lord. It's a law. See, it is a law of God. And you do this physically to understand that spiritually we're looking forward to that day. What? That day that the yokes took off. That day that the people have rest from their labor. That day that there's understanding in the world. That day that they stop from their idolatry and turn to God. Turn to God. That's what this day's about. That's what this day's about right there. Turning. You stopped. You heard God. And you stopped. And you turned. See? 14. Then shall you delight yourself in the Lord, and I will make you to ride upon the high places of the earth. And I will feed you with the heritage of Jacob your father, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken it. See, this is what would happen. Is what would happen. See, God would feed you. God would be with you. God is there. He's your rear guard. He's got your back. See, He's got your reward with Him. Judgment before you of God going out. You're declaring it. You're the one that's saying it. You're doing it. You're carrying in the law. You're bringing it forth. God's going before you. See, this is the attitude you got to have. Stand up. Be a man. Bring your house under the authority of God. See, and when we all do this, when we all accomplish this, and we work together, then does God see. Then God pays attention. See. Then God will hear you. Then God will help you. But you have to turn. You have to return to God. See, and make a pure word of God, and pure understanding of God. Break these yokes that men have put on. Break these off. Throw them down. See. Show the people where they're afflicted. Show the people what God's done to them. Show the people their immorality. Show the people their perversion. Show the people their lack of understanding of God and His Word and His law. Declare it. Make it known. And see what God will do. Let's move forward to chapter 59.